Today I want to talk to you about raising the income level for benefits, and I'm talking food stamps, child care assistance, HUD, which is housing, Medicaid, and T. I'm going to cover some of those today. I'm not going to cover all of those, but some of them. Did you know in the state of Arkansas to live comfortably, you have to make $86,000 a year? And that's to live comfortably. And that's for a family size of 3. Most families for a size of 3 in Arkansas bring home between $40,000 and $42,000 a year. That's a big difference. That's about half. And yes, we could raise minimum wage. But if we raise minimum wage, prices of gas are going to go up, rent's going to go up, food's going to go up, everything's going to go up. That's just how that works. What if we raise the income limit for benefits? I mean, looking into Medicaid, you have an income limit of $2,740 a month before taxes. For a family size of 3, $2,740 a month for Medicaid. That's insurance. Everybody in their life is going to use insurance, at least once in their life. I mean, if you don't, perks to you. I wish I was you. If we use insurance, why not everybody get Medicaid? I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be free Medicaid. You could have low ballpark copays, but instead of paying $1,000 a month for insurance and then having a $500 copay on top of everything, why not have low insurance copays? Everybody's going to use it. I think it would be a good idea. For Medicaid, that looks into low incomes, of course, but it also looks into people with disabilities, adult or child with disabilities, if you're over the age of 65, or if you're blind. If you are any of those 3, disabilities, blind, or over the age of 65, you'd qualify for something for SSI, which is fairly close to the same thing, and that income limit does not matter for you. My son possibly will be able to qualify for SSI because we are pretty sure he has autism. So that wouldn't meet him. He would get SSI instead of Medicaid. All babies at birth are born, when they're born, they are given newborn Medicaid in the hospital. But usually after the age of 5 or after that first year, you lose that if you make too much, which I think all babies should have that newborn Medicaid until they're 5, or at least baby Medicaid or toddler Medicaid, whatever. Medicaid is administrated, I'm guessing that's the word, administrated by the government, or by the states, but funded by the government. Meaning all those funds you give in, they're being used for Medicaid, so you should be able to get that in return, I think. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But everyone's using Medicaid, so why don't we? Everybody's using insurance. Why shouldn't we all get Medicaid? According to Medicaid.gov, Medicaid is the single largest source of health insurance in the United States. I believe it. I really do. Now let's talk about food stamps, which also is, SNAP is the main word for food stamps. And we're also going to look into T because it has a very small section on it. Food stamps has an income limit of $2,500 before taxes for a family of 3. To me, that's set really low. I mean, if you think about it, we pay $700 a month in rent. That's $700 out of it right there. So I think it's set really low, and I think that ball should be raised a little higher. Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program is SNAP, and that's also known as food stamps. It helps provide food for low-income families to be able to get that food that they need to stay healthy. They use that SNAP balance in replacement of cash to be able to live. It is funded by the USDA Food and Nutrition Service, and over $200 million are given out in SNAP a year in Arkansas. So why shouldn't we all be able to receive that? Even if it's $20 a month, I think that should all be into said of, hey, we all should be able to qualify for that. If we're giving money to the government already, we should get a little bit in return and be able to get food stamps. T is a transitional employment assistance program that helps families, needy families is what it's called, with an income limit of $233 after taxes, or roughly $500 before taxes a month. Basically get stable and be able to live on their own. And that's a really good one. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, that's mainly for single people, single families. So that's nothing that hurts my feelings at all. Child care assistance program is a little bit higher in the ballpark with an income limit of $5,151.32, but your child can't miss more than 12 days a year or 6 days in a row. That's a lot, or that's not a lot. COVID, we missed a lot. Even still, we missed a lot. So I think that's set too low. The income is fine. It wouldn't hurt if it was raised a little bit more, just because childcare is so expensive. It's $175 to $195 a week, depending on where you go. So it wouldn't hurt if the ball was raised a little bit higher on that, but mainly insurance and food stamps are the two big problems there that I really think should be raised. And I think it would help a lot of families out in the long run if the income was raised. So if you agree with me, great. If not, oh well. Doesn't hurt my feelings then.